KART-AfrofishOG. What's going on, everyone? It's Taylor from AfrofishOG here, and today we are getting into the final, 3 videos left? This one it's been a long one so far, but this one, 36 through 25. We'll be getting through all of those, and then we'll have the 24 through 13, and then 12 to 1. This has been a really long journey. Sorry this one's video took a little bit longer, but I'm excited to bring it to you. Be sure to hit all those notifications down below. Check them out, especially like my TikTok and all that other kind of stuff. I'd highly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get right in to this video, starting off at number 36.
Toad Harbor is a course with good vibes all around. It resembles San Francisco, what with its cable cars, and it offers a ton of alternate routes, from an elevated path splitting off the road to a...
Starting off with 30, okay. Toad Harbor's pretty good. I like Toad Harbor, so I'm glad we're doing this one.
Section where you can drive on the wall, which is apparently slower, so that's cool, but at least you can avoid getting hit by the cable cars up here. The downhill portion at the end is really fun too. It's just a generally lovely and upbeat time that I always enjoy. Not the craziest course out there, but it's very fun and cute.
Okay, I'll say that. Yeah. Oh, we got Tobey Maguire right off the bat. I'm actually happy with that. 36 Toad Harbor. It's a pretty good course. I don't know if anybody y'all have ever played that one, but it's just a solid course in general.
Woo! Athens Dash! I'm Greek, so this course was made for me personally. Alright, allow me to heavily scrutinize it, as is my birthright. First of all, look, my favorite Greek buildings are the cool ones with the blue domes, and they just straight up don't have them in here. 0 out of 10. And where's the food? Why are the toads on the sidelines not eating gyros? Why can't the Yoshis be cooking up some delicious baklava? Where's the Spanish...
Baklava is delicious.
Popita, for the love of God. Anyway, yeah, this course is pretty good. I think what makes this easily one of the best tour cities is the fact that it doesn't resemble a city course at all. The others are all so samey, but this one feels more like an ancient Greek adventure through ruins, pillars, caves. A billionth time. It's actually pretty varied with tons of great trick opportunities. Some parts of the layout can feel a little bit janky, but otherwise, yeah, it's one of my favorite city courses. Greeks stay winning, baby! I'm not doing the item box thing this time. I want to hear about Athens Dash from the #1 authority in my life on everything Greek.
So I will say, before I get into this one a little bit more, I want to say that I think all the dash course, the tour courses should have been like that. All the tour courses should have easily been the type of courses where you're going through the entire cities, but a lot of them didn't really feel like that. So he is correct on that. It kind of sucks because this all should have been, especially the New York one. New York should have been an absolute sprint race. They all should have been sprint races, in my opinion. But whatever.
Emma.
So, Yaya, does this, what do you think of this course? Does it look like Greece?
No.
No? Doesn't look like Greece?
I don't know to stay. I don't know.
What about these buildings over here? Do these look like Greek buildings?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this part looks like Greece, this part doesn't.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, but this looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yaya.
Into the mouth of an active volcano.
Much like how I felt about Moo Moo Meadows coming back, I was a little disappointed that Grumble Volcano was one of only 2 Wii courses in the base game. Since while I like it, it's not one of my all-time favorites from Wii, and I kind of felt like it was a weird inclusion compared to some of the other choices they could have made. But I quickly learned to love it, because this is a great update to the original. This is one of the courses that benefits the most from 8's more realistic looking style. Because wow, does this look so much more like hell than the Wii version did. The magma, the potaboos, the fire on the track, the interior of the cave. I'm a big fan of this redesign. And they even added optional glider sections to a couple parts that fit in and don't feel forced. This is a definite banger that fits perfectly as the semi-final track of the base game. Speaking of which, did I ever tell you guys that the Lightning Cup in Mario Kart 8 is by far my favorite cup in all of Mario Kart? And there's a good reason for that. This right here, this amazing update to Grumble Volcano that I really love, This is the weakest of the 4 courses in this cup. Buckle up, bitches.
WarioWare Gold.
That's interesting. So I will say, okay, so I've mentioned in previous ones, the Wii one, I only briefly remember. I think Wario's Mine was in that one. I think. I don't remember. But I don't remember much of the Wii courses. Same with the GameCube or the Game Boy. Never played the Game Boy one. And then the DS one I also never played either. So it was just 64, GameCube, and then this one. And of course the SNES, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I remember the SNES. So there's a lot that I don't know. So just coming off of like them as if they were new. I actually had fun with this one. There's also kind of a bit of a difficulty spike when the ground just starts breaking. So that's always a good time. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy it.
Gold.
I was so happy when Wario's Gold Mine was revealed in the Wii U
Didn't I just say?
DLC. Like, oh thank god, a Mario Kart Wii retro course I really love. No offense, Moo Moo Meadows and Grumble Volcano, but this is that shot in the arm that the Wii selection really needed. I will say though, this feels like a much different course than its Wii counterpart. For better or worse. I guess that's a recurring theme with Wario remakes in this game, huh? They added a ton of great new trick opportunities off of corners. Big fan of those. The graphical enhancements make this one really pretty looking. But they took out this one steep roller coaster-like part in the cave section in favor of a much safer feeling anti-gravity segment. Speaking of a much safer feeling anti-gravity segment, now the minecarts are safe to touch since they'll give you a little boost. A far cry from how rough of an obstacle they could be in the original. This makes for a course that's a lot less frustrating, but also kinda neutered a bit. Which version you prefer depends on if you like the original's chaotic bullshit, or if you'd rather have a smoother, more fair ride. I personally really like both versions and think they're almost on equal footing due to their strengths and weaknesses balancing each other out. I guess the Wii version was a lot more memorable for its chaos though, so I probably slightly prefer that one. But this is still a good remake that I enjoy a lot.
Okay, I'll say that, yeah, like, I just have a good time with that one. Like, it's only usually one of the first ones I like to go to. Especially if I'm just playing Mario Kart. I play a lot just with the Grand Prix. I don't really play online. But it was just fun. It's a good course. Honestly, if I played online, I'd get my ass whooped so bad. Let me know if you want to see that.
GameCube Daisy Cruiser really isn't all that different from its 3DS iteration. It has all the same neat underwater additions, and there's nothing really new layout-wise. However, it is one of those ultra-rare Booster Course Pass graphical glow-ups. Because wow, do the colors and overall design really pop in this version. Not only that, but they added Goombas to the pool, and Yoshis, Shy Guys, and Toads to the shifting dining tables. These really make the course feel more alive, and there's practically nothing to complain about with this remake. Well, okay, they still didn't bring the life preservers back, but yeah, it's fine. This is pretty much the definitive version of Daisy Cruiser. Only ranking relatively lower on this list because, well, there's a lot of competition it has to contend with.
Yo, did Daisy get like, what, 2 different courses? Daisy Circuit and Daisy Cruiser? Damn.
A waterfall!
Shy Guy Falls is just cool. Simple as that. It's a high-speed track both up and down a waterfall.
I love this course.
Making great use of anti-gravity and a variety of boost pads. Being able to glide into an elevated tunnel, hearing the Shy Guys working in time with the excellent music, it's a blast. I'm kinda struggling to find things to say about this one, cause it's pretty simple and yet extremely effective. I always have a great time on it, and it's one of the best new courses to come out of the base game. Alright, that was way too short of a segment, I'm sorry. Good thing AK Family Home is here to beef up the Shy Guy Falls discussion.
Out of all the base tracks in Mario Kart 8, Shy Guy Falls isn't the most bombastic, but definitely still stood out to me. I mean, racing up and down a waterfall and anti-gravity already sounds super cool. Trying to hit all the boost pads on your way up before that satisfying U-turn is super fun. But the music just amplifies that sense of adventure, and most importantly, you have Shy Guys along the track mining to the music, and it is one of the cutest things ever. Because Shy Guy's name in Japanese is Hey Ho, younger me was convinced this was an indirect Snow White reference, but yeah, I'm getting off track.
Lights as extreme as you wanna make it!
I was so excited to get DK Summon back, as it was the first Wii course in the Booster Course Pass that wasn't in 7. Finally, a choice that didn't feel like an obligation, one that I haven't gotten to play in so long. And I don't know, something's a little off about this version. It could should be better graphically, especially considering how long the barrel cannon ride is, where you get to look at those not so hot looking mountains in the background. But oh well. My main issue is that the half pipes just don't feel as good as they do on Wii. They're a bit too janky and the camera isn't great at following you. Most of the time they work fine, but sometimes it can be a little iffy. I also don't like this section with the bumps. They felt much easier and more satisfying to trick off of in Wii when they were smaller. But otherwise, yeah, pretty good remake that captures the extreme sports vibe of the original. It's still a ton of fun, and they did it. They replaced the giant Mario statue with a statue of DK. I knew they had it in them.
Subway.
I will say this one, out of like the courses that I've watched a lot, like that we've went through, this one felt the most like nitpicks. And it's kind of weird. Like, based on what he was saying, it felt like it should have been a lower tier. But that's just me.
Eat fresh.
Oh, if we want to talk about misjudging courses for way too long, there's no better example of that for me than Super Bell Subway. For nearly 9 years, I looked at this one as extremely mid and forgettable. Oh, they're just doing the Sunshine Airport thing again and making a transportation hub into a race course. Except this time, it's a dingy-ass subway. Who cares? Subways are cool and all, but this felt like a really unimaginative concept. Not helped by how frustrating the course felt to play to me. How am I supposed to get anywhere with these big-ass trains in the way? I'm sorry, my train obsession can only cover so much bullshit. I was pretty comfortable calling this a C-tier course for almost a decade. Then one day I realized, wait, I've never actually taken these alternate pathways on the side. I just assumed they were slower and not worth my time. So I went on them and, hey, these are kind of fun, not gonna lie. The hitting the train problem has kind of been alleviated for me, wow. Hey, what's this one do? Oh my god, there was a glider ramp here the whole time? And you can drive on top of the trains? And there's cool unique graffiti adorning the walls. And the music is really good. I guess I could have noticed that earlier actually, whoops. Wait, was this one of the coolest, most dynamic tracks in the game with a wealth of things going on the whole time? Huh. Yeah, I kinda love Super Bell Subway now. It absolutely delivers in terms of having just so many options to take on each lap. I was a fool for dismissing it all those years, and I am ready to atone for my sins, Father.
Slide to the...
That's definitely a take. That take is definitely a little bit different to me, because maybe just because, I don't know. I felt this one was always just pretty good. Just a pretty good course. But to go from like, it's not that good to like, oh my god, it's great, it's definitely different.
right.
3DS Piranha Plant Slide didn't strike me as an obvious priority retro course when I first got my hands on Mario Kart 8, but after playing it, it quickly stuck out as the most improved 3DS remake, at least until Neo Bowser City rolled around in the DLC. The course is mostly pretty faithful to its original version, except for the blue Goombas. How did they forget the blue Goombas? What, is Mario Kart 8's lighting system not able to render blue Goombas or something? Whatever, still the same great course, but the ending is where the improvements really come in. The anti-gravity really makes this last underwater section so much more engaging, but that doesn't compare to the glider portion. In the original, it was a straight line to where you were flying, but here, it's now angled upwards, and that's so much more exciting. It really feels like you're coming out of the sewer back to ground level. It's such a small, relatively minor tweak, and yet it makes this course significantly more memorable for me. A really strong remake with pretty seamless anti-gravity implementation. I dig it.
Fireworks.
That's fair.
Fireworks.
If you asked me what my favorite Mario Kart 8 course was back when I was 16, I definitely would have told you N64 Rainbow Road. It was an untouchably magical experience. From the gorgeous visuals to the incredible music to what a powerful celebration it felt like with the fireworks in the background. I adored it more than anything.
This is one of my favorite courses of all time. Like, hands down, one of the best. I mean, the original was amazing. This one was just better. Like, this one is just better.
Else in this game. Nowadays, I kinda don't care about it as much. Not only because they added better Rainbow Roads, but, I don't know, its charm kinda wore off on me after a while. Childhood is when you idolize N64 Rainbow Road. Adulthood is when you realize Mount Wario makes more sense. From what I understand, this is a pretty divisive remake, since it really overhauls the original's iconic aesthetics, and it shortens it from a 6-minute, 3-lap nightmare to a simple 1-lap track split into 3 sections.
It was a 6-minute course. Oh my god.
I can understand missing the charm of those original elements, but like, this version's actually playable now, so I like it better. I don't think it's too short at all. And besides, having a shorter length is much better than losing your damn sanity on the monstrosity that was the original. And while the original's aesthetics were really pretty and unique, man, I just really like the new version. The fireworks, city below, and even the road itself pop here. This was a wonderful last course to end off the original Wii U base game, even if I could get my Rainbow Road fix elsewhere in this game nowadays.
You are a child's plaything!
GBA Ribbon Road has long been the gold standard for how...
I fucking hate this course. Not because it's a bad course. Not because it's a bad course at all. I actually think it's an incredibly pretty course. I'm just not good at this course. I don't know. Every time I play it, I always just have a terrible time.
How to reimagine a course. The devs took a look at the vague theme of presents in the original and said, okay, what if a child got all these presents for his birthday or something? Bada boom! This course is now a playset taking place in a kid's bedroom. That's so brilliant! And unlike their reimagining of Cheeseland, it doesn't really throw anything from the original in the garbage. The theme is exciting and creative as all hell, and the layout is a pretty good one. I wouldn't say this course offers mind-blowing gameplay or anything, but man is it novel, with immaculate vibes. I do think I admire the overall theme more than I enjoy playing on it, but with that said,
See?
it's still a ton of fun to play, with lots of trick opportunities and great shortcuts. And it has a poster for Kung Fu Lakitu. Oh, like, that's just amazing, I'm sorry. No notes.
Come on, gang! The mall waits!
Ah boy, this one's gonna be a doozy. Coconut Mall in Mario Kart 8 is one of the most controversial remakes in the history of the series. So many people could not stand what they did to this fan favorite track.
Wasn't Coconut Mall one of the earlier ones? Like the early tracks? I don't remember. But either way, yeah. I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool.
And as someone more passionate about that original track than most other things, I think the hate is kinda overblown. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I still like it. But in the spirit of complaining, since I did a lot of that for the 7 version, what did they do to the parking lot? It's not just the fact that the cars don't move back and forth anymore. Now there's no boosts. There's no ramp after the big glide. There's no thank you and have a nice day signs. How am I supposed to have a nice day now while playing this? The answer is, you don't. They completely ruined this difficult and memorable last portion of the track for no real reason. And having the cars do donuts in the parking lot doesn't really fix things, since there's still more static obstacles than the original cars. It's a truly awful change that cements this as the worst version of Coconut Mall. And then the rest of it is pretty on par with the 7 version, I don't know. Like, this isn't some huge betrayal of the sanctity of Coconut Mall, because this course hasn't really been amazing since 2008. In fact, I'd argue that this version is actually a bit better aesthetically than the 7 version. That one was just a bland, pale imitation of the Wii Mall, whereas this one's trying something new, and I kinda like it. Yeah, I like the orange, damn it. It doesn't hurt my eyes. I mean, okay, they certainly could have turned the bloom down, but it's not awful. Yeah, this course definitely suffers from the Wave 1 poor texture curse, but it doesn't look nearly as bad as Toad Circuit or Shroom Ridge in my opinion. It's one of the better Wave 1 courses visually. Not that that means a whole lot. And like, check out this 8-bit mural adorning what used to be a boring, weird metallic wall. That's such a cool visual detail. And the fun advertisements are back in full force. Like, hell yeah, I want to go to Kamek Bookstore and Shy Guy Records. Overall, the vibes in this course are a lot better than the 7 version. And it's still a ton of fun gameplay-wise. Oh, but the escalators! Yeah, I like the old escalators too, but it is really not that big of a deal that you don't have to squint your eyes in order to tell what the correct one is anymore. This is a pretty solid version of Coconut Mall. Aside from the accursed parking lot of shame, but let's not worry about that.
I'll jump.
Alright, well I like the mall. I don't know, I like the mall. It's a good one. It's a good one. But that's it for so far. We're down to 24. We got 2 more videos left. So I appreciate you all watching once again. Be sure to check out all of my other videos down in the description below. I'll appreciate it wholeheartedly. And with all that being said, I'm Taylor from AfrofishOG. I'll be catching you all in the next one.